Hello everybody, welcome back. Yeah, it's been a minute. This will probably be a long one. There's a lot to go through, but I'll try to go through it quickly. You probably know the title of the video already, so don't worry about it too much. Sorry, I just saw a thing with restream. No, I'm not. So, yeah. Dungeons and Dragons, a vested interest of mine. Yeah. I'm just gonna get right into it. You played an Arcana Domain Cleric, or sure. Have you playtested this version? No. How do you feel about it? Alright, let's take a peek. Obviously, I'm doing this for your sakes, but feel free to pause and look at this at your own tempo. I'm going to be going through this relatively quickly, as I have looked at this already. Hang on, let me zoom in a bit for the people in the back. They changed the spells. You now get expertise in Arcana. You lose Arcane Abjuration, you get Modify Magic. You get Dispelling Recovery, you get Arcane Mastery. Sure thing. Here's the spell list. It's pretty good. I mean, it's not like the best spell list you've ever seen, but, you know, it's pretty good. You get Arcana, you get 2 wizard cantrips, solid. Yeah. It's not all you get at level 3, I know, it's crazy, right? You get Modify Magic, wow, you can use Channel Divinity to modify magic. If you cast a spell, you can use your Channel Divinity to give temp HP, or you could nerf a saving throw, pretty solid. I would argue that this is a good level 3. Yep, no notes really. So, we'll go back. Spoilers, I think this one is perfectly reasonable. Dispelling Recovery, wow. You cast a spell that restores hit points to a creature, ends a condition, you can cast Dispel Magic on them. This isn't awesome. I would even argue that it isn't good really at all. Not to say this can never be useful, but it will probably not ever be useful. Because Dispel Magic doesn't just work on everything. So let me see. Yeah, it's to end ongoing spells. And, I don't know about you, but that basically never matters. There's, like, no permanent spells in the game. I mean, there's a couple, but realistically, it's only useful if your DM is, like, making some stuff up, like, oh, this person is cursed to be a toad for all of eternity, and then you're like, I will use Dispel Magic on it. Even then, you can just cast Dispel Magic regularly. Not to mention, you could use this off of, like, Greater Resto or something, which I don't know. I think this sucks. But does it matter that it sucks? Not really, honestly. Level 17. I know, they don't get a whole lot of things. Learn 4 wizard spells from levels 6, 7, 8, and 9. You always have them prepared. When you gain a level, you can replace a spell. This is amazing. I don't think I need to explain it. You get 4 more prepared spells. They're all high level. They're wizard spells. Wizard spells are good. Yeah. So Go over here. Dispelling Recovery. It's not that good. Arcane Mastery. It's fine. Tell us more about your Arcana Domain subclass rating. Pretty solid. Oh, interesting. They ask you why you rate things as green now. They didn't used to do that. Okay. These spells are pretty good, and most of them aren't on the cleric list by default. Cool. Expertise in Arcana is pretty cool. And extra cantrips are always welcome. This is just kind of solid. You can just use it whenever you want, right? Choose one target of the spell. It doesn't say choose it before they make the saving throw. And it is after you cast the spell, so I'm gonna assume they can succeed and then you can use this feature. Although it does say when you cast the spell. So no, I lied. You definitely can't do that. But is it still good? I mean, it's fine. I think you're happy to do it most of the time. You're casting important crowd control spell. So, I don't know. Not to mention, you're a cleric. You're happy to cast Cure Wounds on someone and give them 2d8 temp HP. It's just solid. Kinda solid. The save thing. Nah, I'm not gonna complain. I don't know how often it will come up in game where you are casting Greater Restoration and also still need Dispel Magic. I mean, maybe you can heal an enemy to break a spell on them, I guess. This is just a good feature. Yeah, it's just a good feature. I was gonna say maybe a way to like actually cast one of these spells, because you still only have one of each of these spell slots, but I don't care that much. It's fine. Have you played Arcane Archer? Have you playtested this subclass? How do you feel about it? It's pretty good. I think they did a good job at changing it. It was horrible, now it's solid. It's much better than it used to be, with some issues. Here, actually, I'll do yellow. Alright, so we go down here. Arcane Archer lore. Oh, here's the things that are different. Gain proficiency in Arcana nature. Arcane shot's been redesigned. It allows you to use any weapon with the ammunition property. Sounds good to me. Ever ready shot is available at lower level. Anyway, so do you get Druidcraft or Prestidigitation? This is a little weird. So I'm gonna say yellow. It's strange that you have to pick Druidcraft or Prestidigitation, but you get Arcana and Nature. I just wish it was consistent. I don't think anyone's gonna think you're broken for knowing both of these, honestly. So, Arcane Shot. You learn to unleash special magical effects with some of your shots. You learn 2 Arcane Shot options. Yeah, they changed a few of these, but you get an extra option for certain levels. Once per turn, you can make an attack with a weapon using the ammunition property. Yippee. You can use it equal to your int. You get them back when you take a short rest. This is pretty good. I mean, think of it sort of like Paladin Smites, but with how Paladin Smites were nerfed. I would say just think of them like Paladin Smites, but actually good now. I know I'm whining a little bit, but nonetheless. So, yeah, I mean, this is okay. You use it equal to your int. The DC is 8 plus your int. But you don't use your int for hit and attack rolls. Which is okay, but you do run into a problem where now you are a heavy armor class that is using Dex and int, and you still want some con, almost certainly. So it's a little difficult, but alas, you could be a medium armor fighter. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, curving shot. If you use an attack roll and you miss, you can use a bonus action to make an extra attack with the same weapon against a different target that you can see that's within the weapon's long range and isn't behind total cover. It's a little jank the way that it's worded. There's a few what ifs here, but just taking it as what it is on paper, fire a shot, curves around a wall, and hits someone else when you miss. Right? You have to be able to see them, but, you know, whatever. And then there's this, which, you know, pisses me off to no end. If you have no uses left, you regain 1 use. It's like, no. No. Right, the Arcane Shot options. These are the shots. They're fine. Some people were complaining about Grasping Shot being much worse now, but, like, it's okay. Like, you shoot an arrow, right? This is just you making an attack as a ranged fighter. You do some extra damage. You restrain someone. It is until the start of your next turn, which kind of sucks. I think it should be until the end of your next turn. But otherwise, I think this is fine. Like, whatever, man. A lot of these are alright. I mean, they're nothing crazy, but they do scale. So, you know, you have some decent options. You don't get to pick from all of them all the time, but when you hit certain levels, you get to get more. So, I mean, I'm happy enough with it. Yeah. Curving shot, it's fine. Ever ready shot, obviously, I think it's annoying. And then these are all okay. It's weird you get proficiency. Okay, I will fix that spelling by right-clicking. There you with 2 skills, but you don't also get both of the corresponding cantrips. I just would like it to be consistent. Most of the options are fine, and it's an improvement overall to the last iteration, but some of the options are a bit lacking. It's a fine feature, nothing too impressive. Stop doing this annoying thing where you have to be out of shots. Just let us get one back to our maximum. It feels like one of those things where it's like they're saying DMs are stupid when they write a rule like that. Because it's like, well, if we say that, then players will just continuously enter and leave combat all the time to get their uses back. And it's like, what the hell are you talking about, man? Like, as a DM, I'm not gonna let anyone do that. That's ridiculous. Like, I don't know, man. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. For all 3 of these, though, would be nice to see at least some ribbon features or flavor somewhere to make the level look a bit more exciting. Tattooed Warrior. No yellow. It's pretty not good, but cool. Alright, we go down. Tattooed Warrior. Level 3. You gain tattoos. Wowie. They're magic. But effect requires saving throw, wisdom, yada yada. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can change your tattoo. Cool. You gain 2 tattoos. You can learn Dancing Lights. Wow, crazy. If you use a focus point to patient defense or step of the wind, you gain blind sight. Wow. That's okay. I mean, you could definitely make it work. Butterfly. Also, why did bats have dancing lights? Does that make any sense? Whatever. Butterfly. You know, the light cantrip. You can expend a focus point to cast Silent Image without material components. Okay. That's fine, I guess. Chameleon, you know, minor illusion. You can expend a focus point to cast Disguise Self. This is actually really cool, like, flavorfully. You know, the Guidance cantrip. If you miss a creature with an attack granted by your flurry of blows, you have advantage on attack rolls for any remaining unarmed strikes with that use of flurry of blows. This kinda is whack. Kinda sucks. Horse, you know, message. You can expend a focus point to cast Long Strider without material components. This is okay. You know, mending. If you hit a creature with an attack granted by your flurry of blows, the creature has disadvantage on its next attack roll for the end of your next turn, or the start of your next turn. Yeah. This is fine. I mean, it's no resources, and it technically makes you tankier. You know, Spare the Dying. You can expend a focus point to cast False Life. I mean, False Life is pretty okay. You know, it's fine. So, some of these are alright. Level 6, Celestial Tattoo. You gain an additional magic tattoo depicting a celestial phenomenon. A comet. They, didn't fix this spell, by the way. Find traps. Wait, did they? Pretty sure they did. Like, almost certain they didn't fix this. But I will check, just in case. Yeah, okay, it's still useless. So 2 focus points for a spell that's worse than False Life. Spell that's worse than Long Strider. I don't understand that, really, at all. But it's there. So yes, I understand that I'm sinking. I'm barely even in frame now. Probably should just move the camera. But whatever. Yeah, Crescent Moon. 2 focus points to cast Misty Step. Misty Step is like unfathomably better and more useful than Find Traps. Even in a situation where Find Traps is useful, specifically when you are looking for traps and you have an option between Find Traps and Misty Step, I'd take Misty Step every time, because you can just Misty Step out of danger. But, you know, you can expend 2 focus points to cast Invisibility. This is good. You can expend 2 focus points to cast Lesser Restoration. This is also fine. This is also solid. So bad. Why the hell is this on here? That actually makes me mad. Nature Tattoo. You get an additional magic tattoo depicting a natural feature. Wow. Mountain. 3 focus points to gain resistance to acid. Advantage on con saves. Probably never going to be useful. You're a level 11 monk. You probably don't have spells that you're concentrating on. I know you're probably like, what about these spells that are spells? Yeah, you're right. But otherwise, there's not a lot of situations where con saves are particularly good for you. I mean, they're better to have than not, certainly, but acid is also a very uncommon damage type, so I don't know, it sucks. Resistance to lightning and advantage on dex saves. That is actually pretty good. Especially considering the fact that you're a monk, and monks have what, dex save proficiency? Yeah. So that's good. Lightning damage isn't as uncommon as acid, but it's not super common either. But you know, it's okay. As a magic action, resistance to fire damage, advantage on strength saves. This is okay. I think you can make a strength or a dex save to avoid grapple, but it's still okay for doing that and avoiding getting toppled. And then fire damage is a thing. Actually, I think the topple thing is a con save. No, it's not. No, it is. It is a con save. Okay. So, fair enough. Yeah, strength saves aren't super awesome, but it's okay because you're a monk and you have proficiency in them, so advantage on them is good. Fire damage resistance is good. Is it worth 3 focus points? Probably not. None of these are, really. Resistance to cold, and advantage on wisdom saves. I mean, look. Advantage on wisdom saves. It's pretty nice. You're a monk as well, so you probably have decent wisdom, especially if you're this monk. I say especially if you're this monk, as if any of these spells actually matter for having wisdom, but you know. It's okay. Cold resist isn't that good, but you know, it's okay. And then you get a monster tattoo. Wow. A beholder. You get to fly and hover. That's pretty neat. And you can use 3 focus points to cast Counterspell. This is actually just good. Blink Dog. You can, if you use Patient Defense, you can also blink. That's actually cool. You expend a focus point to use Flurry of Blows or Step of the Wind. You can expend 2 more to cast Mirror Image. This is pretty cool too. If you'd be reduced to 0 but not killed, your hit points change to a number equal to twice your monk level? What? That's it? Bro, imagine picking that. That's crazy. Yeah, I get 1 magic tattoo. It can let me fly and cast Counterspell, or allows me to blink when I Patient Defense. You know, some pretty cool stuff. Or I could, like, heal 30 health if I die once per long rest. Terrible. But who cares? Doesn't matter if it's terrible. Sorry, I am also listening to the Deltarune OST while this is happening, and this is not in post. Because I am a great editor. I mean, this feature doesn't really do anything, so I don't know how I could rate it badly. Or well, for that matter. Buyer Beast Tattoos yellow. A lot of these suck. Just suck. I mean, I could get more specific, but a designer's gonna be a designer no matter what I say. They're gonna do what they want. These questionnaires are really just here to identify problems, not fix them, you know? Why is Celestial Tattoos yellow? Comet. These options are just not good for 1 minute and 3 focus points. Even the best one's mountain and... oh no, volcano and storm. Yeah, mountains. Volcano and storm aren't worth it. Why do you rate Monster Tattoo yellow? Most of these are cool and powerful, but like Guardian Naga is so lame. Why? Alright, cool. Ancestral Sorcery. Red. This is so uninspired and just mechanically too good. Ancestral Sorcery. We have Ancestors Lore. You use your force of personality to channel your ancestors' knowledge. Make an int check, you gain a bonus to the check equal to your charisma mod. Like, you also gain proficiency in one of these skills: Arcana, History, Investigation, Nature, Religion. This is lame. Like, this was kind of cool on the Fey Wanderer Ranger, but to a certain extent, you can't just be like, oh, well, screw being a wizard, right? Because, like, if you have any int, you're better than a wizard at all of these things. It's like, come on, man. Like, maybe you get a bonus equal to the check that you picked. Like, you pick history and then you can add your charisma to history. But it's just, I don't know, man. It's a lot. Ancestral spells. Wow. You get spells. Command, guidance, locate object. Protection from evil and good, resistance, spiritual weapon, spirit guardians, locate creature, divination. I mean, these spells are okay. I'm just gonna say green. I honestly can't be bothered to rate all the spell lists individually by spell. Choose your form your ancestor takes. While your innate sorcery feature is active, the form appears in a spectral haze around you, and you have advantage on an ability check you make as part of the influence action. So, yeah. You're better at charisma checks as a sorcerer. Why does your ancestor covering you in a ghostly haze give you advantage on influencing people? I don't know. But, like, they do it, I guess. Superior spell disruption. Your ancestor's spellcasting mastery aids you in breaking spells. Who's your ancestor? You just pick? What? Like, how do I just say, like, oh, my ancestor is a spellcasting genius? It's like, oh, because that's the subclass. I'm like, it just seems so lame. Okay, you always have counterspell and dispel magic prepared. Sure. If you have innate sorcery active, you can cast each spell without expending a spell slot. If you cast counterspell this way, the target has disadvantage on its con save. If you cast dispel magic in this way, you have advantage on your ability checks. Once you cast either spell without expending a spell slot, you must finish a long rest before you can cast it this way. Just, like, why? Like, what? Like, like, why, though? Ancestral Majesty. Your ancestor's visage evokes awe or dread, apparently. While your innate sorcery is active, you're surrounded by a magic aura. Whenever a creature you can see enters the emanation or ends its turn there, you can force that creature to make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, target is prone or frightened until the end of your next turn. Prone or frightened? Okay. Until the end of your next turn. I guess. And also, your connection with your ancestors steadies you. Taking damage can't break your concentration on sorcerer spells. Just cause. Like, why can your ancestor do that? I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know, man. Also, do they drop prone because, like, they start bowing down before your ancestor or something? I don't know, it just pisses me off. Your ancestor's protection redirects harmful magic away from you. While your innate sorcery feature is active, you gain advantage on saving throws against spells. Mastering your use of innate sorcery, if you fail a saving throw, you can not do that. Wow. Wowie, wowie, wowie. I don't really know why. Being good at all social skills should also make you good at all int skills. Maybe just pick one or two you can add charisma to. Oh no. Spells are fine. Is being the best at every skill check really what a sorcerer wants? Is my ancestor just some wizard prodigy? If so, why am I a sorcerer? This is really good, but like, why though? was my ancestor a counter spell? Counter spellinator? Sorry, what does Ancestral Majesty do again? Oh yeah. It fears or knocks prone? Fears a lot better. Also, 5-foot radius for this. Again, like, is my wizardly counter speller grandpa also really scary? Come on now. You know why I rated this poorly. I just wish this class, sorry, this subclass made any thematic sense. But hey, I guess this is a solid feature. How do I feel about Hexblade and the Hexblade changes? Yeah, here we are. Since it last appeared, they changed the spells. That's something. Conjure Barrage, hype. Hexblade Curse is returned in a feature of its own right. Yeah, anyway, I don't like most of this stuff. Let me just start with y'all really have no idea what to do with this guy, huh? This is fine. Hexblade's Curse, it's jank as fuck. I just would rather it not be there. Here's what it does. You can look at it if you want. Unyielding Will is cool. This is fine. Like, I don't know, I actually just like it. Malign Brutality. This is okay. This is okay. And this is surprisingly pretty good, actually. I didn't even know this was a thing. If they run away, you can just fly to them magically. I mean, it's okay. Armor of Hexes. This sucks. Like, I'm not gonna say there's never a time where you'll use this and be happy. There are, but I can tell you for sure you're not that excited about this. Let's see. I really think they should start using wording such as, like, you reduce the critical threshold by 1 or something. Just because... I mean, look, if I was DMing, I would just rule it that way. Because I'm a cool guy like that. But if you took 14 levels in this, and you took, like, 3 levels in Champion Fighter, I'd just be like, you could crit on an 18. And it's like, but that's Champion Fighter's, like, final feature. And I'm like, yeah, well, if you had that too, I'd say you could crit on a 17. But I digress. This is the way Wizards wants to do it, so I will leave them alone. If you deal damage to the target cursed by your Hexblade's Curse, they can explode. Yippee. Once per long. It's not very good. But hey, you can get your Hexblade's Curses back. Yeah. The spell list is pretty good. I like Conjure Barrage. This is jank as heck and poorly worded. Literally only bestow curse would work with this unless you added a curse tag to a bunch of spells. Also, let warlocks wear the dang light armor. Please. Like, there's no reason to be like, if you're not wearing a shield or any armor, you get 2 AC. It's like, what game do they think we're playing, man? The average enemy hits you for like 16, 17 every round. If your AC isn't at least that, then you basically don't have an AC. Like, I don't understand the logic there. Why do you rate Unyielding Will as green? This is mostly pretty cool. The 30 foot of free movement every round. Oh wait, no, that's Malign Brutality. I should have just copied. It's fine. This is a cool feature that does okay damage and lets you keep one spell going a day. Hype. Okay, this feature is pretty good. The 30 feet free movement might get looked at. And what was the other thing I had a problem with? No, that's pretty much it. It's not a terrible feature, but it's definitely not very fun or cool. Hexblade Curse is just jank, and I'd like for you to explore reducing critical range instead of just saying it can be. But that's a... He's groovy, but never glooby. Okay, I'm gonna definitely turn this music down in post, but I hope I don't get owned for that. Because Mr. Tana kind of just did his thing. Alright, for the good of all, I'm going to split this up into 2 parts. So I'll see you in the next one. I tried to make it fast. I did. I swear I tried, but I cannot not. Yeah, I cannot not. I apologize. But I'll see you in the next one.